This is Yorkshire Television.
And continuing the pop sounds now, a selection of the year's top pop videos ranging from Frankie Goes to Hollywood to, dare I say, Wham!
ITV goes back to school now with Mel Smith and Griff Rhys-Jones.
In an hour's time on ITV, you can spend Christmas with the Blue Watch crew in London's Burning. And that's after some classic laughs with 10 years of All Right on the Night.
Yorkshire Television for entertainment on the ITV network. Now, in front of 150,000 fans, Cliff Richard on stage from a distance.
This is Yorkshire Television, broadcasting on the ITV network. Now, victim or perpetrator, we can never work out what is the trouble with Mr. Bean.
The comedy duo Hale and Pace return in 15 minutes. Now on ITV, it's news time.
This is Yorkshire Television, broadcasting on the ITV network. Now, victim or perpetrator, we can never work out what is the trouble with Mr. Bean.
International.
Programmes this afternoon include Home and Away, Our Country Practice and Wish You Were Here. But first we catch up on Weatherfield Life with a repeat of Friday's Coronation Street.
Back to tonight, and it's time now to join Bruce Forsyth for The Price is Right.
And now, arachnophobia. For those of you who don't like spiders, beware. This is Channel 3 Yorkshire Television. Now, Last Action Hero. Now, Karen Keating meets the stars of True Blue, the 50th Royal Film Performance.
$19.99 has a few surprises for everyone now.
It's sitcom stateside over on ITV2 as we get to grips on life with the townies, but now reality takes its toll in the conclusion of The Glass.
On Wednesday at 9, a new series aims to find the perfect partner for Mr. Right. But back to tonight and over on ITV2, another chance to see the stars in Celebrity Fit Club. Here on ITV1, Faye Ripley and Helen McCrory, dead.
Good evening. Yes, Thames Television, the station with knockers. Hello. Because it's the new year, here at Thames, we know you've been boozing away all night and are therefore sozzled out of your beans. You have just been watching the Thames Television symbol. Watch it again. Yes, it's a symbol we all hold close to our hearts. And not only our hearts, but our liver and onions as well.
We're now going off the air. On Thames Television now, End of Empire in Viewpoint 91.
Now on Thames we celebrate the enthronement of the 131st Bishop of London.
Do you sleep?
Thames, a talent for television.
You're watching London area's own ITV station, London Weekend Television, broadcasting from our studios on the South Bank. Now the news at 9:45.
And holding the fort at 7:15. Sunday night on London Weekend Television.
Good morning and welcome once again to London Weekend Television, where at 10:05 today, Starfleet Command has to use every weapon possible against the evil Makara who threatens the safety of the world. But we've a more gentle start. Down Sesame Street.
Now on LWT, the Disney studio presents a double bill, Pluto's Fledgling and the Lone Chipmunks. And this is not exactly as billed in...
Good morning and welcome to LWT.
You're watching LWT.
Now on LWT, before our costume drama, more true life stories of the supernatural. It's all enough to make your hair curl.
You're watching LWT with Coronation Street. Right now on LWT, to get us into the party mood, Andy Peters is here with a very special birthday edition of The Weekend Show.
This is LWT, where Anna Marie Ash now has the news and sport in London tonight.
This is LWT, your weekend ITV. Next tonight, the latest ITV weekend news with Nicholas Owen.
This is LWT, part of ITV1. The waiting's over. Now we go live to Nagata as England face Denmark.
Across the capital and across the weekend, you're watching LWT.
Good morning. This is Central, which provides your programmes on the Midlands transmitters of the Independent Broadcasting Authority.
Welcome to 1982. Welcome to Central, a new name in British television with a fresh approach to the east and west of this dual region. A New Year's taste of the kind of programmes you'll be seeing on Central. And our team of announcers will always keep you informed of programmes to come. This is the symbol that identifies Central. And the specially written new music you're hearing is the music that will open and close Central every day. This is Central.
Watching Central, now Crossroads. And because of tonight's World in Action special, Midweek Sports Special is at the later time of 11:35, and there'll be top boxing action introduced by Nick Owen. Now on Central, a breathtaking scenic tour through the roads of Finland.
In a few minutes, Anthony Carthew follows the Prince and Princess of Wales on their Arabian journey. This is Central. A potentially highly charged middleweight clash between Prince Rodney and Carlton Warren features on the bill in Fight Night, coming up very shortly.
10:30, tension mounts in the final of the Pearl Assurance British Open. That's our snooker later tonight. But now, it's Aspel and Company.
Now coverage of a Sport Aid Gala event taking place here in the Central region.
And there's comedy for Monday night's entertainment here on Central.
You're with Central and the day's news and sport from ITN.
Half an hour from now, we'll be able to see some familiar faces in an unfamiliar setting in Celebrity Stars in Their Eyes. First, though, we'll see them as we know them best, in Coronation Street.
But now, Tom Jones sings, Jim Davidson tells a few jokes. Let's hope Lennox Lewis just wants to chat. Des O'Connor tonight.
This is Central ITV, and now it's time for the latest news from our part of the world.
This is TVS, now the latest news from the studios of ITN.
You've been a wonderful audience, and Meridian are very lucky to have you. So on behalf of everyone here at TVS, goodbye, have a great new year, and thanks for watching. Cheers!
Happy New Year!
And that concludes our schools programmes for this week and today.
It'll be all right on the night 6.
Ah, what a bunch of rogues, and you're the biggest rogue of all.
Indeed.
It's been great working with you.
And now you know I'm going to be a passport photographer. We'd like to thank everybody who's been watching TVM. We've enjoyed your company. But from TVM, sadly, we now have to say it finally. Thank you and goodbye.
Don't get out of bed on the wrong side. Get out of bed on the bright side. Good morning, TV! 3.5 hours of the brightest breakfast TV you've ever seen.
Good morning to you.
This is Carlton, television for London.
And a very happy new year. Welcome to 1993 and our first programme live from Trafalgar Square. Here's Chris Tarrant with A Carlton New Year. Welcome to our programmes for Monday night. Coronation Street is in half an hour. First, time for a break.
This is Carlton.
Until our film for younger viewers at 9:25, we hand over for the first time now to GMTV.
You are watching Carlton.
And welcome to our programmes for Tuesday.
You're watching Carlton.
Now we've got a train to catch, and waiting for us on the platform of a very special station is Desmond Wilcox.
Well, coming up at 1:55 this afternoon, Annika Rice will be looking back at some of the highlights from the past series of Capital Woman. That's coming your way this Friday afternoon, right after we've been to Summer Bay for Home and Away.
A bright new look to January on Carlton. Television for London.
This is Carlton, television for London.
There's comedy later in the upper hand.
This is Carlton, television for London.
Well, still to come this Thursday afternoon on Carlton, a busy time for the accident department in the Young Doctors. That's at 2:50. Before that, life continues in the Wandin Valley.
At 11:40 tonight, Edward Woodward is McCall in The Equalizer. This is Carlton, now the national and international news.
There's advice on bedding plants and water lilies coming up this afternoon in Gardener's Diary at 1:55. That follows today's events in Home and Away. This is Carlton, a very good afternoon to you. Now it's time for the news from John Suchet at the studios of ITN.
This week is Carlton's Homelessness Awareness Week. In an hour from now, Capital Woman looks at the big issues, key issue appeal, and at 2:50, voluntary work for the homeless is one of the subjects in Carlton People. That's later. Now it's Coronation Street.
3D tonight at 7:30 investigates the illegal tyre dumpers causing an environmental eyesore. That's later, but now it's London Tonight.
start of the news, we've a documentary on horse racing, which focuses on what happens to the foals which don't quite make it to the winning post. That's at 10:40 in Network First. You're watching Carlton.
Well now, Carlton brings you the best in drama as John Thor stars as Kavanagh QC.
Rose and Fred West had a strange hold over one another, according to Fred's daughter Anne-Marie, talking about life inside Cromwell Street and behind closed doors. That's here on Carlton tonight at 10:40. Now, class action.
The favourite tracks of singer Belinda Carlisle in Not Fade Away, coming up at 1:40 after another round of Carnal Knowledge.
Now, Patricia Mitchell hosts more adult discussion in Dating the Enemy.
And after McCallum, we head into the murky world of competitive gardening when Tim Healy stars in King Leek. That's at 10.
This is Carlton. Now, a story of tragic secrets and sexual jealousy.
Now on Carlton, our holiday morning movie, the delightful animated version of Watership Down.
Well now, we're off to Coronation Street. At 2:45, Nick Weir is our host for today's Waffle, with special guests Jenny Powell and Stuart Hall. On Carlton now, we're off to Summer Bay.
This is Carlton. Now, the Ruth Rendell Mysteries.
This is Carlton, part of the ITV network.
Half an hour from now, we'll be able to see some familiar faces in an unfamiliar setting and celebrity stars in their eyes. First, though, we'll see them as we know them best, in Coronation Street.
Here on Carlton now, later than advertised, it's time to turn back the clock to 1976 for days like these. Good evening, this is Carlton. Remember, news from across our region is at 6 o'clock in London tonight. It follows ITN.
Now London Today with Paul Green.
Good evening, this is Carlton. Remember, news from across our region is at 6 o'clock in London tonight. It follows ITN.
9 on Carlton.
Now, hard times call for drastic measures in the bare necessities.
Tonight, 10:20 on Carlton.
Now, how they started out on the road to sporting fame and fortune. Chris Tarrant presents Starting Blocks.
Central is taking on the name of its parent company, Carlton. From next week, the station will be getting a new name and a new look.
This is Carlton Television from London, part of ITV1. Now for the news, we say a very good afternoon to Katie Derham.
Tonight there's a look behind the scenes at Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. Is that your final answer? Can be seen at 9:30. Right now though, animation from Mickey to infinity and beyond.
Now slightly later than billed, our Sunday afternoon movie. You're watching Carlton.
That would be extra.
See the highlights of the Champions Cup snooker final in an hour's time.
We head for the Dorset-Wiltshire border today at 2:30 when Country Ways visits the village of Tollard Royal. Now it's time to join the loose women.
Our programme in half an hour is one of those that will amaze, anger or annoy. Big Brother is watching our motorway life.
Now heading to destruction as the Fab Four's reign comes to a dramatic end.
Now, a little later than advertised, there's a winter's tale to be told high up on the Dales.
Over on 4, it's Sybil. Here on West Country, our destination is America's Deep South. Now on West Country, it's over to ITN for today's national and international news.
On 4 Brookside, here Bob Wilson introduces the match live.